my friends, welcome here. I'm Aimee Esther. I live with multiple chronic illnesses, and I have a bunch of questions that were asked on my latest video about my first time trying medical marijuana, and I thought I would answer those today. So I am sick all the time. I have lots of pain and lots of fatigue. In fact, I'm feeling really sick and tired right now. If you want to learn about my medical marijuana journey so far, I will link the videos down below that I've made about it. But I have tried it, and I basically ended my last video saying I don't think it's for me. I had a lot of side effects, and I just didn't feel like it worked well for me. I think it took away some of the pain, but then I had extra side effects that made it hard to function, and I just didn't really love it. So I had a bunch of comments on that last video, and I want to just answer them here instead of responding to everybody on those comments. So the first thing that came up quite a bit was people were saying, hey, why don't you try smoking it? Why don't you try consuming it in a different way or a different ratio, and keep trying different things, because consuming it in different ways might give you different side effects. And here's the thing, I personally don't want to smoke it. It just doesn't really feel right to me. I've tried other forms of this drug, and seeing the side effects, I just don't feel like it's worth trying it right now. Have you tried CBD without THC? And yes, I have tried CBD years ago. I tried like an oil, I think. I've tried like gummies. I've tried like a bath bomb of CBD, and they just made me super sleepy. I did not like the way I felt on them, and now that I think of it, makes sense why I was so sleepy when I was taking the medical marijuana. There was one day that I took 3 naps in one day because I was just so freaking tired. I think I'm just really sensitive to everything. I also felt like I got high very quick, like with not very much marijuana. I did like half of a gummy and I started to get quite giggly, and that was not my intention. I wasn't going into it wanting to get a high. In fact, I'd never really had a high before. Never had any recreational drugs. I've never even had alcohol in my life. And so, I don't know. That just wasn't really what I was looking for. I was just looking for pain relief. And it seemed like to have the pain relief, then I would end up getting the high. And then on top of it, I'd have all these extra symptoms of nausea and sleepiness and headaches. And I just did not like the feeling when I was on it, and each day it seemed to get worse. This person said, I have a different question. I know that your church doesn't allow certain things. How does your church feel about this? So I'm a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and we follow what's called the Word of Wisdom, and it's just certain things that we are asked not to consume. And here's the thing about that. So this is for medical purposes. So that is a totally different topic. If I was doing recreational drugs, yeah, that's against the Word of Wisdom, then I would not be following that, and I don't want to do that. In fact, I'm pretty sure the church even put out a statement specifically about medical marijuana. Let me see if I can find it. This is an article I found that's on the church's website, and it says, in appropriate circumstances, the church supports the use of medical marijuana when it is distributed correctly to people enduring chronic pain and suffering. So yeah, if I was taking this to get a high, and that was my purpose, or if my husband took my medical marijuana, which he has not, then it would be against the Word of Wisdom. But it is prescribed by a doctor. Another thing that I had mentioned in the videos that I felt like it was staying in my system longer than it should, or like giving me symptoms longer than was advertised or what I read on the internet. And I did have some people say, I swear that gastroparesis will metabolize slower with everything, including medication. And this is something I wasn't ever officially diagnosed with, gastroparesis, which is like slow moving gut. But I know I have it. Like, my gut is so slow. And after experiencing that and having people comment and say like, yeah, that was slower than it should have been, then I really think I have a slow-moving gut, whether it's like actual gastroparesis or something similar. Okay, this question says, could you have been dehydrated? This stuff is really drying to our insides. I 100% think I was dehydrated. And I already struggle with that. My POTS symptoms, I have a condition called POTS, postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, and when I get dehydrated, my POTS symptoms flares up a lot. I definitely think I was dehydrated. I felt that way kind of the whole time. And it's just a side effect of it that's not really worth it to me. And to comment on what this person says is like, oh, should I have just dealt with the dehydration and tried to fix that? I did. I was taking tons of electrolyte drinks. I was, taking way more salt pills than I normally do. I was trying to get a handle on the dehydration and it wasn't working. And I do think that's part of the reason why I did feel so sick. But I also had other symptoms that weren't just like dehydration symptoms. And it all around was not good for me. And I just feel like I've tried enough that I know that this wasn't the right thing. And yeah, I'll probably keep some on hand for if I got like kidney stones or something and I'm dying, but I don't think it's a regular thing for me to use. Someone else commented and said, it's strange, I don't know if it's because we are chronically ill, but one day it works and the next day it doesn't, and I feel off the next day I don't. Yeah, I totally feel like this. Whenever I try anything new, it's like one day it works, one day it doesn't, and then I get excited if it works. I feel like there was something else I was gonna say and another question I was gonna answer, and now I can't find it / can't remember what it was. Brain fog. It gets the best of you. Okay, well, I guess I'll just end that there. Medical marijuana, not for me. But if it works for you, I'm very happy for you. I'm trying to figure out what to do next. So, I don't know. I don't know what to try next, if anything. So let me know if there's anything you think I should try, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye, my friends.